So I've been sitting on this footage for a while. This footage was collected the last week of June. Life has been busy around here. And so instead of scratching all this footage, I thought I'd share it anyway because it is a summer day in the life. After finishing up my morning reading and onto my second cup of coffee, I begin to clear the homeschool table and to gather all of our reading material for the day. Our summer morning flow has looked a lot like this the past few weeks. Everyone is starting off their morning with a good book. While everyone is still snuggled up with a book somewhere, I begin to draw open our drapes, and my chore today is some indoor plant care. I don't have any methodical process to watering my plants. I do have over 30 indoor plants, so I schedule and rotate my watering days based on the geographical location of the plants. So for example, today I'm watering my living room area plants. Yesterday I watered my kitchen plants. Tomorrow I'll move on to bedrooms. During the summer and warmer weather, they're watered about twice every 7 days. I place them all in a large bin like so and add water to each one individually with a spout watering can. During the summer months, indoor plants are more susceptible to developing fungus gnats, so I water a little every few days versus overwatering all at once. I also avoid as best as I can to shower the foliage. Instead, I wipe to keep them hydrated and clean. I do give them a big shower just once with each season. I'm not saying this is the right method. This is just what has worked for me through trial and error for about 4 years now. For my big plants, I also love these glass watering bulbs, refilling them as needed, usually twice a week during summer. My teens and I are not gathering for morning time during the summer as they're just focused on wrapping up their gap month, and they also have a lot of summer camp and activities going on. So this morning they are home and they're handling breakfast, well, more like brunch, while I sit down for a read aloud with the youngest. During Read Aloud, the kids worked on insect coloring pages and using these little, I call them hashtag blocks, to keep hands busy but ears open during Read Aloud time. I want to share a super random small homeschool haul, so I picked up these Ticonderoga pencils. They were on clearance at the craft store. We also restocked on our favorite beeswax crayons. I got this small to-go case for our library days, and then I picked up a 15 pack to replenish our larger case that stays at home. We have some acrylic painting projects coming up, so I picked up a variety of sizes in canvas. There was a sale on the brand Artist Loft at Michael's, so we were stocked on sketch pads for Bella and Noah. They are loving our tub for kids right now and burning through sketch pads lately. I picked up new entomology pins from Amazon because we could never have enough of those. The kids can't wait to use this today, and one of our grandmas sent us a new digital microscope. It is also from Amazon. It includes a manual, of course, and a card to store photos and videos that you can take with the microscope, a CD program to install into a computer, and a USB charger. We're so excited and super thankful for this gift. I also found these display cases or shadow boxes at Michael's on sale as well. They were buy one, get two free, which put them at about $10 each. I will have to add extra backing for our entomology needles to pierce through, but that's the case for most of these shadow boxes that aren't specifically designed for insect displays. This was just such a deal that I couldn't pass up on. You saw the kids using these today during our read aloud. Run over to Target right now. I only find these in the bullseye section during the summer season. We love these. And a few more things from Amazon. I picked up 2 reading lights, one for Bella and Noah, as just a little incentive or motivation for summer reading, and they are loving it. I found Noah reading in the dryer the other day, and no worries, I've already briefed him on not closing the dryer door shut. A great little reading motivator. Give it a try if you haven't. And as my teens are working towards another quarter credit, that was a tongue twister, another quarter credit for health. They enjoy these workbooks, Instant Help Book for Teens. We find them on Amazon. This time around, they chose Growth Mindset Workbook and the Executive Workbook for Teens. And the last 2 things are also from Amazon. We needed new needle felting supplies, and so this is a multi-needle tool. The set actually includes finger guards, which is a plus because we could never have too many of these for the younger kids. I don't know about the quality of these needles. I just needed the tool, and I'll probably end up replacing the needles with our own. And I also picked up an extra large needle felting pad. I believe the measurements are 10 by 10. We desperately needed one of better quality, unlike the foam pads we own. This one is made of wool, so no synthetic material. It's by the brand Wool Buddy. I'm hoping it leaves less residue on our projects than the foam pads do. Today we've wrapped up a pollination study for June's pollination month. Our spine for this study is by Firefly Nature School Pollination Station. So today we learned about the types of pollinators by studying the pollinator 3-part cards and fact cards and doing some research on each one. We also discussed what pollination and fertilization are and the differences of each process, along with answering some questions about it. In studying pollinators, we referenced to Julia Rothman's Nature Anatomy. We also utilized Turn This Book into a Beehive, specifically on experiments and projects about pollination. We started by dissecting several flowers from the garden and also labeling the different parts of a flower. Through this project, we were able to really see the different parts of the flower, like the ovule, the stamen, the pistil, the seeds, and just a deeper knowledge of the differences between both process, fertilization and pollination, and how we heavily rely on pollination and pollinators for the fertilization process. We also did the Cheeto pollen experiment. So each cup filled with Cheetos represents a flower. As each pollinator, played by the kids' little fingers, lands on each flower to drink nectar, we can see how the pollen, Cheeto dust, is transferred from flower to flower, thus creating the pollination and fertilization process. We read through Bee a Pika through picture book as we follow a honeybee throughout its day and discuss how this little insect contributes to the environment in big ways. But the highlight today was using our new digital microscope. The kids observed the flower they dissected along with some pollinators we have in our specimen collection. Then we pressed the extra petals from our dissected hibiscus flower. Something so beautiful cannot go to waste. This is about the time where I float around a bit while everyone has split up for independent work. This is the time that I'm going to dedicate a few minutes for some one-on-one time with each one, starting with my Luna girl. Today I've set up a beginning sounds scavenger hunt. I brought out our basket of sandpaper letter tiles, and Luna will pick a few letters and scavenge around the house for objects that begin with the respective letters. While the kids are wrapping up and cleaning up as we prepare to head outside, I also wanted to share this setup for our summer learning. I like to keep our seasonal resources together in one display. One, because it's pretty this way, and two, because it's just easier to have most of the materials we're studying this season out in one organized cart or shelf. For spring, I utilized a green shelf I repurpose a lot. I refreshed the space this season by swapping it out for this cart that also gets repurposed all around the house. So the top of the cart is housing some of our summer picture books, a few on naturalists. The Keeper of Wild Words is one of my favorite. Pollination Station, which we just finished today. I also placed our bug journal and a field guide. By the way, I posted a haul where I share inside looks into most of these books, so be sure to go check out that video. I just placed our digital microscope on here along with a basket of specimens the kids observed today, and Ailani will also be pinning a few of our specimens later today, so I'll be sure to include a clip of that as well. The middle tier holds our summer binder, our arthropods unit, a basket with miscellaneous items like our flower press, a magnifying glass, some of our beeswax crayons, watercolors, along with more books here. And then the bottom shelf is holding our resources for a marine biology study late this summer. It's a nice warm afternoon, so I'm setting up the kiddie pool for the kids today. But before that, we wanted to give you a garden update because I did notice that we have a few items to harvest today. So first, my Thai basil is flowering, so I had to pinch some of those. We have some sweet sunset peppers to harvest today, along with Swiss chard, bok choy, and a few of our little fingers. Our cocoa plum bushes are plentiful. All of our hibiscus are in bloom. We have garden critters everywhere, but the most exciting update is the monarch activity. Ailani and I observed a monarch do her little dance, hover, and tuck her abdomen under the leaf, which is the behavior of laying eggs, and sure enough, we found 8. We purchased more milkweed and transplanted the baby caterpillars to a small butterfly house to protect them in their most vulnerable stages. At the 5th instar phase, we've removed the nets so that they may go on with their natural behavior, which is traveling about 10 meters out to find a safe spot to cocoon. We haven't found any chrysalis yet as of today, the day that I'm doing this voiceover, but I'm hopeful we'll spot some soon. If you regularly watch my day in the life videos, then you know that I usually leave the kids out back to play and I jump inside into the kitchen to prepare dinner. Although I'm not really good at this vlog life, I do like to share our simple meals for our large family. And today is chicken tortilla soup, not in a crock pot. I like to start most of my cooking bases with a good saute of fresh veggies. So I have onions, red pepper, jalapeno peppers, garlic. Add my seasonings to that saute. Today is pink Himalayan salt, pepper, and my DIY taco seasoning, which is cumin. And if I don't have ancho chili powder, regular chili powder works. Then I add my chicken breast to get a good browning on both sides. You guys, this makes a difference in creating flavors in your soups and stews. After that's browned a bit, I add in fire roasted tomatoes, canned because it is the weekday and I need shortcuts. Then I added 3 cups of homemade chicken broth and 2 cups of water. Close the lid. While that's going, I start chopping our toppings. We love raw jalapenos on top, along with a squeeze of lime wedges and cilantro. You could also chop scallions. I didn't have any today. I'll leave slicing into the avocado for last, or else it'll brown, and I place this in the fridge until plating. Instead of tortilla strips, I cut strips of yellow corn tortillas and add them to a safe baking dish, sprinkle with oil, salt, and crisp them up in the oven. So I didn't get footage of adding rinsed canned black beans and corn freshly cut off the cob is best. Let the soup stew for another 15 minutes after adding the beans and corn. I also didn't get footage of the end product, but you could sprinkle a Mexican cheese blend on top, and that's dinner. I utilize in between times to get things done. And so while the soup is going, I took a few minutes to knock out a load of laundry, folded and put away. Ailani then kept me company in the kitchen while I cooked. She pinned bugs. You can see here she's already showered and in PJs, ready to enjoy a restful evening. Today is a rest day from the gym. Also, anyone else's kids use their Christmas jammies all year long? Those PJs are too pricey to just let outgrow in a bin. Anyone else agree? And I do promise that I have a video coming soon, but the process here that she's doing is rehydrating the dried specimen with steam and then gently positioning the specimen to her liking. So on our rest days from the gym, we do take long summer sunset walks, and 1 to 2 of those walks a week are reserved for just hubby and I to have one-on-one time. It's such a special midweek refresher and just quality time with my best friend. So I'm going to close out this day in the life video here with footage of a beautiful sunset walk along the river.